So what we're going to do, we're going to drop a few beats in from here. I'm going to get a groove. I'm going to do a 120 groove. I like that one. That's good. Put that in there. I'm going to get my favourite kick from here, which is the kick machine, which is built into Ableton. And I go get a little beat going and see what we come up with. Let's loop that. Always good to consolidate, double click, loop, and you can just whip it across without messing about. Loop that section. Get it over there. So there you go. Is the sound working? Right. So let's make something. Let's look in the UVI. Let's get the surge up. I quite like the surge. It's got some really good brass stuff on it. So let's go to the brass section. Let's go for, let's try this one. Maybe not that one, a bit too weak. A bit strong. That's good. That's a good one. That'll do. Something like that. And let's just hit record. Do it again. I should go up to. So I should do the other chord. And back again. And that should set the little groove going with some nice little chords there. And then just whop those across, consolidate. Loop that, let's grab that. Put a little bit of delay on it. And let's get a bass line. I like to get this deep house bass line from the Cheese Machine Pro. I really like this bass, and it is the Contemporaryism. Go down octave. Do something like that, take the cutoff down a bit and make it more basic, more round. There we go. See what we get with this. Simple little pattern, straightforward, no messing. Just beef that up a bit, just give it a bit of compression. And a little bit of, let's look at the surge. And what we want to do with the surge is we want to configure the cutoff. So let's see if we can do that here. And there we go, cutoff, do that there. And now we can automate the surge. So I'm going to duplicate that over there, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and then stretch that out, and now change the cutoff on here. So let's bring it down a bit. There you go. Perfect. Bring it round again. Let's get some orchestral strings in there. Let's get a legato in there. Go up the octaves. Let's try this. Maybe not. Maybe let's go for something a bit more synthesized actually. Let's have a look at this size string section. If you ain't got the size string section and you've got a Windows PC, download Cakewalk free, and you get all these plugins in there. You just copy the DLL file over into your own into your Ableton folder or your Logic or whatever you use. Sorry, not Logic. Any other Windows type program that you use, and you get a really cool set of strings, and they're really nice and smooth. Like, so let's look. That'll do. So I'm going to do a little beat coming back here. Let's just try this. And then that'll be a nice, that's a lot better. It's a lot more, it's got more realism to it. It's got a lot more organic stuff to it. So just simple string notes. You could bring them forward a little bit so that the attack, because it's a slow attack, bring them up, and then just bring up the velocity pins down here. There we go. And we want some sort of shaker in there. Let's have a look at the shakers. Shaker. So where's my loops? Let's get some loops in. Let's get a disco drum in there. 120. So. Some congos will do there. They'll do just right. So that's a lot. Bit of reverb. We've got some congos there. So what we need now is some kind of arpeggio. It's really good if you've got the V Station. This is free for both Mac and PC from Novation. It's got some really cool little arpeggios in there. They're a little bit out of time sometimes, but let's have a look at what we've got. I don't like that one, but there's one in here which is let's have a look down here. Arpeggio 3, I think. No, not that one, it's too techno-y. Try arpeggio 5. No, 6. So that might work. If you put something like that, it sounds a bit trancy, but if you go... It's getting it in time, that's the problem with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try another one. There's got to be one in here that works well, which is probably 7. So a lot of them are quite hard. But if you take arpeggio 6, for example, right, and then we change the arpeggio, take the arpeggio off, and we've just got that synth sound. It's got a load of delay on it, but let's add a little bit more delay on it. Put that up like this, and just go. Perfect. Let's record that in. Gotta do that again. Try again. That's better. That's a nice little riff. Just using the notes, when you do a little arpeggio type riff, just use the notes of the chords. You don't have to get too heavy with it. It's really quite simple to do. So let's have a look at that one. Double click and then Google that. There you go. Look, a very simple riff, just using a handful of notes. What's happened there? We're missing that one, aren't we? So we need to pull them in like that. Move that over. And then drag that across. And what it needs now is a really good classic hi-hat, just to bring it down to let's have a look. So we're going to go to samples 909 high, get the open hat. But what we do with the hi-hat, with the open hat, is cut it off, get rid of the decay, so you don't have all that lingering decay. You can have it short like that, so it's really short and snappy. So it goes, get in the right place, just like that. And then what you want to do is snap a good clap against it, but more of an organic clap, because rather than using a 909 clap, it does get a little bit tiring. So you've got a nice little. And then what you want to do is kind of start to arrange it out a bit. So get the riff that we used off the Surge, which was this, copy it over, and then take up the cut-offs and skyrocket them, not skyrocket them, but get them higher up, and then bring over the groove loop like this. So you would loop this section, and you can start to build your drop breakdown section, so to speak. So you put up across your thingy as well, so it's like and then it starts to come to life. And then what you want to do there is probably some kind of pad, like, I don't know, let's have a look. Inspiration comes and goes, Tom. It just does, mate. I go through bouts and bouts of not having to come up with anything. You know, I've not released a single for about 2 months, and it's just it affects you. It does affect you because you want to keep releasing stuff, but you know, you need to just understand that those moments where you can't do something, where you've got no inspiration, they're fleeting, and they do go. You know, and they do pass, and all of a sudden something out of the blue will just come, and it just happens. So don't lose faith. The Monopoly, this is quite good for a really warm pad, but there's a sound called the Aqua Block's quite good. Bit ravey. So like, let's find, there's a warm pad sound, which I like to use sometimes in here. I can't for I think which file it's in. It might be in Bank B. Let's have a look in Bank B. No, it's not there. There's another really good synth brass in here. But we've already got a synth brass, so I'm going to use the warm pad from the Cobalt. The Cobalt's really cool. This is a free one, but it's only Windows, unfortunately. It's got these warm pads. So what we'll do in this gap here, we'll have the riff. So what I'm going to cheat here, I'm just going to grab the thing that we've got, you know, the riffs that we did, and I'm going to delete them, and I'm going to legato them across. So, and then I'm going to legato them, and I'm going to delete them. Are they the same as that? They're not, are they? So I'm going to legato them, and legato them as well. And then it gives us that pad. So I'm going to put that over there, drag these 3 or 4 bits here, and then it will start to build. So it goes like this. Keep the congas going, and then it builds here. We'll turn the volume on a bit, and then you have like a high string on this. So you probably want to get a different pad on that, really. Camel fat. When you say camel fat, is that the artist camel fat? I don't know. Camel space. What is that synth? I've not heard of that, to be honest. Thin. So you'll have to enlighten me on that one. I'm thinking of the group Camel Fat. But in terms of building this bit here, and then you bring your pad in, and then it's probably best to have a lead line of some sort there. So let's get the Tyrell up. Let's get the Tyrell up, and we change the preset on the Tyrell from the Boogie Bass 2, no, the Boogie Bass 3, to a legato to poly. We go up the octaves, and then we add some delay to that and some reverb to that. Knock it down a bit in the volume, and when this builds, we'll copy it over again. So let's just say it gets there like that, and it starts like this, drops like this, and then let's go up and up to it. More delay, more delay. And then do like a lick like that. So we want to build it back up. 1, 2, 3. I would suggest we have that like that, this like that. We'll drop out the congos at that point, so it goes like this. And then we're going to hit record in a second. Here we go. Let's smash my microphone then, but still do like a little downward arpeggio sort of riff, then a little riff at the end, and then just do a massive trill glissando down the keyboard, and then it can all throw back in. But you could drop the filter again like so and have it come right down and get rid of those strings. Let's drop the strings there and just lose that and see what happens here. Drop the beat out there. It's well out, that is. That's well out. Terrible. Terrible. Pull that back. I tend, when I do these things, I don't time them up. I just leave them, let them be natural. And then there, what you could do is you could make the riff a lot faster. So, let's have a look at that. So let's make the... Let's get it right. So you would speed, you would double the play of it up, like that. So it becomes a lot more fast-paced. Like that. And then we can put the bass notes in a second. So you're picking up the pace, so to speak, but you're dropping out a load of other stuff. So we could just take these notes from there. Bring them down to the F, the lower F, because that's the root note of it. That's going to be the A, and they're going to be the D. I think, yep. And then that's going to be the A. Okay, like that. But what we'll do is we'll drop the filter on it, so it just gives it a bit of moodiness. So let's have a look. Let's go back and see what we've got. So it drops off. You've got this build up. Lego roll is ace. Lego Walt released a really good samples pack. I think it was Lego Walt. It was an Oberheim samples pack, which was really good. And that was from the Oberheim stuff. I've got it somewhere, but I can't lay my hands on it at the moment. But yeah, I know what you mean now. So yeah, so we've got this track here. It builds and builds like that. Keep it. Set the combos down a bit, they're a bit loud, aren't they? And then you can come come back in with your pad, and then let's just extend those notes. Let's cross that like that, just bring them across, and then we can take those. And I think we should go a bit low with that. To be fair, let's get rid of that. Bring that down, look. But then what we could do is probably have the surge, not the surge, the Cobalt ones, so they could. So you could have these in side chain. But then there, if you do that, you've got to have something else to kind of take it going. Maybe you could keep the tie roll going. I don't know. So, you know, you could probably keep the riff of that. I don't know, something like that maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's basically the gist of how I start tracks, really. I just get a simple, you know, little beat in there. Just something like that, stick a kick on. If you want a really good kick out of Ableton, the kick machine, number 4, is the one you want to get. So if you just type in kick machine, I think they all come up in here. Samples. It doesn't come up. I've not spelt it properly, that's why. There you go, look. There, kick machine 4, that one. It's a really good solid kick. It's got a lot of bottom end to it, and it's not distorted or anything like that. Congo loop. I just get my drums going first, but I'll always start with the riff. I never start with the bass line. I always start with some chords, you know, just experiment with a handful of chords, and then you lay the bass on top. That's how I generally do it, and that always works for me. Sometimes I even start with just the piano, you know, and then change it to a synth or whatever later on, and then it goes into that, you know, adding the something like that. I mean, that's a trance sound, you know what I mean? But if you can change it and make it funky, then by all means do so. And then obviously get some warm pads in there. If you're making this kind of moody, sort of not moody, but this kind of funky, laid-back new disco stuff, then always have a nice warm pad to breeze it out, and then obviously have some nice high strings. You know, like really warm string. Keep the sounds warm, you know, if you like that kind of thing. I'm a bit too much of a warm kind of player, really. I'm not really a gravel kind of player. But yeah, Jimmy, do I use an Ovation Launchpad? No, I use Ableton Push, but that's just in the background there. That's for live jamming and stuff. But yeah, I just use a keyboard, really. I just use a straight up M Audio Novation. So yeah, that's it. This is a little stream I just thought I'd do and see what it, you know, just first time I've done it. This is the first time I've done a live stream, so bear with me if it's not brilliant. But yeah, I'm going to do a few more of these because it obviously is quite, you know, worth doing. So if you want to take some of these ideas, then by all means do so. You know, do get in touch with me if you want any more advice or help at Waxadisc.com. Give me a shout over there. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well, RobJamWeb. Just look for me on there, find me on there. So that's it. I'm going to end the stream, and then I'm going to probably do 1 or 2 of these a week because obviously it's you guys have joined in, and it's interesting to do. It's nerve-wracking, but you know, it's something that obviously you like, and it's a lot, you know, it's something I've shied away from for a while, but I've got a new microphone now, so I've got no excuse. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next stream, and I've got a few videos lined up coming out over the next week or 2 anyway. So do take advantage and check them out. See you later, guys. Thank you.